So South Africa take on New Zealand in the semi-final of the T20 World Cup. And I'm going to be previewing today's game for you guys ahead of this very important match for Proteas fans, for the Proteas players, for the management, for the coaches, for the history of this cricket team and the country. I think it's going to be a massive fixture. Of course, it's going to be a massive fixture. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but it's a must win game for South Africa. Now, yes, regardless of the situation, regardless of what happens tomorrow, I think that the way that this team performed throughout this tournament is something to be proud of. And it is something to for us to celebrate because I think that we showed an amazing amount of team ethos and chemistry to be able to take us this far. And the thing that I'm most proud of probably is the way we dominated against India, beating them so significantly. That was a massive thing for me personally. I thought that was a brilliant performance that could make me proud of this entire tournament on its own. But it's a big semi-final. Everybody that is a cricket fanatic out there is probably going to be watching this game in between work, of course, because it's like towards the end of your workday. I'll be covering it, and I'll be live as well at the One Day Cup at Newlands as well. I'll be there too, so I'll be watching this, covering this, and I'm going to be there. So it's going to be a very interesting match, a very interesting game, and I'm going to be looking forward to this one. But I'm going to be reviewing it. So we're going to be using our T20 World Cup companion to help guide us through this preview. We're going to talk about Kolkata, the weather, the opposition, what we can expect, what are the key threats, what are the weaknesses South Africa might have, all of that on today's preview show. But before we get going, before we get started, don't forget to please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share. That's very important that you guys do so. And the reason why I say that is commenting and sharing, it's free. Subscribing, it's free. All of those things you guys can do for me because it really helps the channel. It helps us get into the algorithm. It helps the content spread. It helps it get into more recommended feeds so that we can continuously grow. And that's what we are hoping for, that we build this community, because this is a community of cricket fanatics. It's fans out there all coming together. I'm trying to give you guys a space where you can openly and honestly express your views. We will be doing fan call-ins, etc. as well down the line, where you guys can phone in and have your conversations with us. So please like, comment, share, and comment on the comment section after we've ended the stream as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Evening, everybody, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the South Africans versus West Indies T20 World Cup semi-final. Now, South Africa are unbeaten in the tournament thus far, and we are going to be taking on New Zealand, a team that we beat quite comprehensively in the group stages. We're going to see them again. And generally speaking, I'm not a type of person that likes to see our team play a team twice in a World Cup, because generally speaking, there are certain things that the opposition are going to want to rectify because they've kind of already had like a practice game against the opposition or the team that they're facing. So those superstitions I'm going to throw and park, and I'm going to say that it's possible to beat the team twice in a World Cup. I'm not going to be putting any hoodoos or voodoos, whatever you want to call it, again on this team, and spells on this team, negative spells or negative wishes, positive vibes only going into this semi-final. So Let's get into the crux of the semifinal. I think where I'm going to start is with Kolkata, because South Africa has played majority of their games at Ahmedabad. The final is going to be there too. So it's going to be at South Africa's home ground ultimately, because we played majority of our games in Ahmedabad. So the thing about this is we go into a different venue. It's going to be slightly different conditions. But how does this pitch actually play out? That is the question that I'd like to know. So let's get into it and let's have a look. So we have a T20 World Cup companion, which is supposed to work hand in hand while you are watching the game. It's supposed to be like your second screen. It makes the game a lot more fun to watch. That's ultimately what it is. And it gives you all the stats right, um, right at your fingertips. That's the main thing that I think is brilliant from a South African standpoint. Because as a South African, you want to have easy access, load, and not use excessive amount of data to confine all this information. And you want it to be easy for you. So that is all at your fingertips. So this is one aspect of the guide that you can get a lot out of. So we have the stats for you from this ground and what you can expect and what South Africa can expect at Eden Gardens in Kolkata. The weather tomorrow, it's going to be 35 degrees. So it's going to be hot. That means that the pitch is going to bake. And it's going to bake throughout the day. And then we're going to play at 3:30 South African Standard Time, but we're going to be playing in the evening. So it's going to be a night game. And generally speaking, dew comes into play. But let me give you a short stadium description to give you an understanding of Eden Gardens. Eden Gardens in Kolkata is one of the most iconic cricket grounds in the world. It is named after the Eden sisters, Emily and Fanny Eden, sisters of Lord Auckland, who was the Governor General of India from 1836 to 1842. The Eden Gardens Park area is situated in the heart of Kolkata, and it is flanked by the Hooghly River. The stadium is a large circular ground with a capacity of 68,000. The pitch is laid northwest to southeast. 18 T20 Is have been played at the ground, with a split of teams batting first and winning against those batting second, and winning is exactly even at 9 apiece. 6 of these 18 matches took place during this T20I World Cup, with the last of these being the match between the West Indies and India. South Africa have never played a T20I at Eden Gardens. The average scores for Eden Gardens, we have statistically a larger universe than for other grounds, so we will look at T20Is rather than all T20 matches. First innings average, 164 for all games in 18 games, right? The average in the T20I World Cup has been in 6 matches has been 184. The first innings average for day games is 186 2 games, so we don't have to worry about that. First innings average for a day-night game is 176 in 5 games. Don't have to worry about that. This is the one we need to worry about. The first innings average for night games is 154 in 11 games. Second innings averages overall are 143. The highest score batting first in T20Is is 207 for 4. Scotland against Italy in the current T20I World Cup. The highest score batting second is 199 for 5 by India versus the West Indies on Sunday, 1st of March, which was yesterday, in the final game of the Super 8s. This is also the highest winning score batting second. Average scores during the World Cup have been significantly higher than the normal average for the ground. And it shows that the ground has developed into a medium to high scoring ground. Chasing versus defending record. For this, we are going to look at the record for all T20s at Eden Garden. Now, this is everything, so IPL, all of that, right? There have been 184 matches in T20s that have produced results at the ground. Time of day, it's very important to know. Overall, for the ground, is 86-1 batting first, 97-1 batting second. Tied matches prior to Super Overs is 1. In the day games, it's 27 batting first, 19 batting second. And I think that is largely because of the dew. There isn't much dew when it's a day game, as it is when it's a day-night game or a night game. In the day-night games, it's 23 matches, 1 batting first, 24 batting second, and 0 tied or super overs. And in the night games, it's significantly different. 36 man batting first, 54 one batting second. So clearly here the mentality should be you win the toss, you bowl first. You chase rather. Now South Africa's chasing has been exceptional so far in this tournament. I've seen a massive improvement in their chasing in recent times. So I really hope that South Africa win the toss and get the upper hand from the get go. You obviously want your team to be in the best position. So it is clear that it appears to be significant advantage to batting first in day games and batting second in night games. 60% win percentage batting second. The due factor at night plays a large role in making it difficult for sides bowling second to defend a target. Now you could see that in the match against the West Indies. The West Indies bowled second, right? A lot of the Yorkers that they were executing quite well throughout the tournament was being delivered as full tosses. It wasn't coming out of the hand as smoothly, and you could see that the ball was affected by the dew and a little bit more slippery. So they were bowling a lot more full tosses than the Yorkers that they usually execute, and that's why they were traveling towards the end of the match. The Proteas will be playing a night game against New Zealand in Kolkata. Let's go to pace versus spin. Very important. Do we play George Linder? Do we not play George Linder? Do we play Corbin Bosch? Do we play Hendrik Nokia? Who do we play in this game? It's going to be determined by this particular stats that we're going to read right here. In all T20 outs at Delhi, spinners have taken 91 wickets in 293.3 overs at an economy rate of 7.45. Pace bowlers have taken 138 wickets in 390.5 overs with an economy rate of 8.22. Pace bowlers have a strike rate of 16.9, a wicket every 17 balls, which is better than the 19.3, a wicket every 19 balls for spinners. Spinners may find it more difficult to get wicket at night, where their strike rate is lower, every 19.6 balls, but the economy is better, 6.91 runs per over. Pace bowlers strike with a slightly better rate than spinners at night, every 20.1 balls, but go at 8.38 runs per over. Expect all bowlers to travel on a surface that is normally very good for batting. That is the understanding that I got too, that this particular pitch is very good for batting. And it's a very important, but it's good for batting when you chase though. So it's very complicated to actually look at this and what they're going to decide. That we're going to also have to look at the pitch and make a decision there. The Proteas record at the ground, the Proteas have never played at Eden Gardens in a T20I. David Miller and Quinton de Kock have both played 9 matches at Kolkata, but the squad overall only has a combined experience of 30 matches played at this ground in the IPL. Miller has 250s at the ground, and Markram and Brevis have 1 each. It is not a particularly happy ground for Quinton de Kock, as he only averages just over 9 in 9 T20 innings over there. So it's a very unfortunate that that is the case from a South African standpoint. Okay, so let's get into New Zealand and what can we expect from the team. It's so important to understand their weaknesses, to understand what they're going to be offering, all of those type of things right there. So where do I have that now? I have it over. This is the group stages. I would like to see where the Super 8s, and then we got the semifinals is over here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, I went past it. Semi-final, New Zealand. Okay, we play in Kolkata, 3:30 p.m. South African Standard Time, Wednesday, the 4th of March, 2026. New Zealand sealed their place in the last 4 with a clinical win over co-host Sri Lanka after their match against Pakistan was rained out. New Zealand were in the same group as South Africa, as we all know, and in the preliminary phases, and the Proteas were ruthless as they beat the Black Caps in the encounter. Captain Aiden Markram compiled his highest ever T20I innings of 86 not out in a successful run chase. A semi-final is a different proposition though, and the slate is clean for both teams going into the match. New Zealand have done well at the top of the order with Finn Allen and Tim Seifert being an explosive opening pair. Matt Henry has led the bowling line, and New Zealand will be hoping that he will be back from the birth of his second child to take part in the semi-final. The Kiwis have a settled lineup with captain Mitchell Santner able to call upon the wristband of Ish Saudi, as well as the all-round abilities of Glenn Phillips, Rashid Ravindra, and Cole McConchie. To assist him on the spinning front, it is likely that also I'm sorry, that is one sentence. It is also likely that Lockie Ferguson will complete the pace attack options with Jacob Duffy and all-rounder Jimmy Neesham. So we can obviously can expect a very tough match. I'm expecting another tough match because they've already played us now in this tournament. They know how we play. They know our strengths. They know our weaknesses. It's important for us to do the basics right. The way you beat New Zealand is how we beat them in the first match. You dominate periods of the match. Dominate the power play. You dominate the middle overs, and then you dominate the death. That's obviously the ideal scenario that you want with the bat and with the ball. Your change ups need to be good. You try and not bowlers need to try and be tight with their lines, etc. Key threats to South Africa. Matt Henry has been excellent for New Zealand in both the opening power play and the death overs. The spin attack poses the greatest threat to the SA, with Santner's career middle overs record of wicket every 3 overs and economy rate of 7.5 being exceptional. His captaincy is also very astute. New Zealand will look to strike early with a moving ball and then contain in the middle overs. The explosive Seifert and Allen at the top of the order can get New Zealand off to a flyer with tight lines and lengths needed from South Africa. That's what I just spoke about on batting friendly surfaces. Ravindra's calmness at 3, followed by the power of Mitchell and Phillips, will be key for New Zealand's success. The weaknesses South Africa can target, as in any innings, the openers can be vulnerable early, and the role of Marco Jansen will be key here. The New Zealanders will be good at anything straight and to full, as well as short outside of the off stump. The middle order is mainly all-rounders, so early wickets could open up the middle order to significant pressure for Ravindra. He's a key wicket as he can bat long and be destructive at the death. Overall, they will have a well-balanced team that has a few significant weaknesses. Key matchups. The battles between SS Quicks and the New Zealand openers will be key. The innovation of Mitchell and Phillips against Maharaj will be an interesting tussle, and we can expect the unexpected from New Zealand middle order. Now, generally speaking, right, okay, Santner against Brevis will also be a key battle, as the Proteas batter may not be able to dominate the wily New Zealand captain. South Africa's ability to deal with Santner's bowler rotation will be important throughout the innings. So the most likely lineup for New Zealand will be Seifert, Allen, Ravindra, Mitchell, Phillips, Chapman, Santner, McConchie, Neesham, Ferguson, Duffy, Saudi, and Matt Henry. Now, the thing for me that I think is important to understand here, when it comes to the spinners, the trick over here is going to be angles, variations, lines, and lengths. It's not going to be spin. I don't think this pitch spins as much in this ground. So that's going to be the key factor, in my opinion. I think South Africa should go with a lineup without George Linder and with Corbin Bosch. I think that's going to be our best chance to beat New Zealand. And I think that we need to make sure that we win that toss somehow. I don't know. Pray and hope for it. But we need to win that toss. That toss is going to be so important in the semi-final. But let me get into the live chat. That's my preview. Let me get into the live chat. Shadrach coming in early with a super chat. Thanks you a lot, bro, for all the support. No matter what, I'm immensely proud of this team and what they have achieved. We all want to win. None more so than the players. You can do it, boys. The Messiah 126 says New Zealand will probably do what Australia did to us in Kolkata in 2023. Our record in ICC knockouts is terrible, especially against Australia and New Zealand. My only hope is that this is T20Is and is T20Is, not ODIs. Let's have a little bit more belief in our team, bro. We made a T20 World Cup final not so long, the last T20 World Cup final. We got over that hoodoo. So this is now a new team with a new mentality. Let's have some confidence and let's have some belief in our team and not be negative about it. Aziz Davis says, you're sad about that one day cup. There will be 40 people at St. George's. There were 40 people at St. George's on Friday. Why is that? Is it cricket fatigue? How's games at Newland supported? Now, it's very hard to judge these games, One Day Cup games for me. And the reason I say that is because, like, for example, tomorrow's game is going to be in the week at 1 o'clock when people are working. Now, I think that there needs to be more done by the stadiums and by Cricket South Africa. Why don't they hand out tickets if they know that it's not going to sell out? Why be cheap about it? Hand out tickets to colleges, to schools. Let them have an excursion for a day and go watch some cricket. That's how they're going to get people into the stadiums and fall in love with cricket again, because I don't think that a lot of people are watching it. Now, also the fact that it's on TV makes people a little bit more lazy to come down to the stadium. The games aren't also advertised properly. So the marketing budget behind it is not the same as what they will do for like an SA20 game. But particularly the times that these games are played is a problem, I feel. And yeah, we're going to sit with the same type of scenario. We're going to sit with the same type of situation that we've had in the past with regards to this One Day Cup games not getting any fans. It's a problem, and we need to fix it. And I mean, I've even suggested to some franchises that they can send me tickets for giveaways and stuff to try and get more teams in the stadium. Haven't really heard it back from anybody, so it is a bit strange. But yeah, even talking about that game that you had, it started at 1 o'clock, so people can only maybe come into the stadium like after 6, and by then you've already missed half of the game. So that's the problem, I think, is also the scheduling and the times that they play in the games. They can't really help it because one day games are long. So they're trying to maximize the most amount of people that they can get possibly, because if they make it earlier, it's not, no one's going to come. And if they make it later, maybe some people will come after work. Arad6399 says, let's hope this year Proteas team don't choke in semi-final with experienced team like New Zealand. The Messiah says Supersport is doing enough marketing for the One Day Cup like they do for international cricket and the SA20, and they don't have a headline sponsor, hence there's low attention. Isn't doing enough marketing, yeah, and they don't do enough marketing online either. They could be running ads on Cricket Fanatics, for example, for very cheap and blasting it out everywhere. It's an opportunity and it's an option. I've sent my proposal to Cricket South Africa already. I'm waiting to hear from them back. And Paul says the outfield is rapid in Kolkata, so timing will be everything. And also think their dimensions are not so large like other grounds. So if we bat first, we should aim for 230. But I think we should bat second. Chasing is better on this ground, especially at night when the dew is coming. And with the amount of seamers they're going to bowl probably, because I don't think the other team is going to play with a whole lot of spinners. I really don't think so. I don't think this ground is for that. But a guy like Santner is going to be very dangerous here, I feel. That's my problem. Santner's going to be very dangerous in these conditions. Doug says Proteas still now is playing like a force. I hope the Proteas will win the World Cup. If lose has to come, it should be come in a group. But now if it comes almost hurt as a goddamn pain as it is a knockout. I don't know what you are saying, bro. New Zealand is a complete team in knockouts as they punch above their weight, but our record is good against them in WT in the World T20. WTT World Cup T20, I think. And also beat them in the group stages. Dakshish Bashi is now constant player in 11. No damn chance to drop him as he is crucial in the death overs. Cliso says, I will be easier to win. It will be easier to win this game than to lose it. We know exactly what to do. We've done it before. Unlike the West Indies, we aren't heavily dependent on batting, but bowling from all cylinders. Shadrach says, winning the toss does not mean winning the game. Windies had that game. If the fielding was better and they didn't bowl too straight and down the leg, perfect time for Quinton de Kock to fix the stats. But now the thing is as well, the reason why West Indies bowled like that as well is because of that ball being a little bit more slippery in their hand and harder to control it. And Paul says, our team should be strong enough for New Zealand. Markram's captaincy is also going to be key, and leadership in general. Tohiso says, can we have a segment about the ladies as well? They did well against Pakistan, but the 2-1 series win felt like the male 2-1 against Australia for the gents, and the last game was a flop. The ladies are doing exceptionally well, and we must support them as much as we can. I wish I could dedicate shows as well to them at the moment, but it's tough for me to do this all alone and to cover the World Cup, to cover everything that I have to cover by myself. So, yes, I will speak about them, and yes, we will do more shows about them. I'm going to try after a little while to get some exclusives with some of the ladies and the coach, etc., and try to get some insight into them and their development and how they're doing and how they're feeling. But the women are doing well. I mean, we do reports as well on our website to give them coverage. But I'm liking the way the team is starting to come together. The talent that is getting opportunities. We're seeing like the likes of Faye Katanacliff. We're seeing the likes of Kayla Reinecke. We're seeing some extra youngsters getting opportunities, etc. So I'm really happy that we are seeing that, and the team is coming together nicely. And I really hope that they continuously go on an upward trajectory. Pumalelo says the toss is so crucial for the business end of the tournament. For this game, it's important to bowl first and restrict them to at least 170, then bat well. Arjun says pick one, kick one. Khalid, pick one, kick one. For what now? Oh, you followed up. My bad. Let me just get to Shadrach first. The real test of the ladies will be New Zealand away and India at home over the next couple of months. I hope Khalid will cover the ladies with the men's double headers coming up. Yeah, we will try our best. I've actually tried to put some things in place to so that I can cover the ladies as well, particularly for the home series. So I'm trying my best to get those things in place so that I can do it because I really want to. I've I, I feel I constantly feel crap when I don't get a chance to do it. Arjun says pick one, kick one, KG or Lungi, Bosch or Marco Janssen. Why would you want to play these games with me? You see, you can't just ask me straight out like that because it depends in what conditions. It depends what pitch they're playing on and who they played against. That's a very difficult question you're asking me. But if I'm just gonna generally pick like who play which players I as a fan probably like more, it's KG and Marco Janssen. But I don't have favorites when it comes to bowling necessarily because I know how much conditions play a part in that. So I like Lungi too, and I like Bosch for certain conditions, for certain match scenarios. So Farah says, I'm sitting on the fence. I know the World Cup is for South Africa to lose. If they lose against New Zealand, then most of us will be shell shocked because this will be the best chance of South Africa to finally win the big one. I think that's true. I do think that this is probably our best chance to win a World Cup. The Shadrach says winning is a habit and we deserve to be in the final, but we need to earn the right two more times out on the park. Akshin says, Yo Khalid, how are you? Want to see us showing the fight and grit we have shown throughout the tournament, taking it ball by ball and not getting ahead of ourselves. 100%. That's exactly what I want us to see. Want to see from our players, their approach. Win phases of the match, take it over by over, take it piece by piece. So for example, focus on the first opening 2 overs. Try and restrict the team, put pressure on them so that the power play can be low as possible. Try to keep it as low scoring as possible. Then with your change of bowlers, try to strike. Obviously you want to try to strike early, but if you don't, try to get that wicket with a change and then try to restrict them, stop them from scoring boundaries, of course, and taking unnecessarily singles, crack up the dot balls. Those are all things that are going to be important. And at the death, good Yorkers, good wide Yorkers, good length deliveries. Now they need to be accurate with the length deliveries. I think on this pitch, that's what I'm presuming. So yeah, we're going to need some tight lines bowled from Cage. Cage is going to be so important because the game can be taken away. One bowler can take it away. It's very important that Marco Janssen doesn't have a game like he did in the last. He needs to be on it again. We can't be having the game that he had in the last game. Shadrach says some more Mandela, some more Mandla love on the channel would be appreciated. Let's hope the men can inspire the ladies in the T20 World Cup in June. Krikim Sanji for sure says, it's time we win this whole thing. For the first time, I'm confident that it's ours to lose. Akshin says, taking early wickets will be key, 100% always is. Safra says, Khalid, SABC will be broadcast the semi-finals. Not that I've seen. I haven't seen anything about that. Pumalele says, none of the teams in the semis are too difficult to beat. Our team is the most complete team. We are better than most teams with both bat and ball. We've got the capabilities to win this trophy. Shadrach says, I get the feeling from the Proteas that they are more hungry than ever, and nothing will satisfy them until they are holding that trophy on Sunday. And I was talking a little bit about that on the podcast that I was on this morning on Sportycast. I said that we need to like almost like approach it like Sir Alex Ferguson did, with his team when in the Champions League, when they were down 1-0 at halftime in that time that they won the treble. And he told his team, you don't want to be the team that walks past this trophy now so many times and you won't be able to even touch it. Just think about that pain you're going to feel when you have to walk past this and you can't even lift it. And that changed it gave those players the belief. That I hope that what message was is in their heads. Because I do feel that Aiden Markram was inspired by that loss against India the last time out. We were so close. David Miller would be pissed. The team would be really hungry to want to take it to the next level because they were so close. They needed 30 or 30 and they threw it away. So we want to rewrite that. Can't be having India, if they make it through to the final and South Africa make it through, can't be having India winning it twice in a row, even if it is in their home ground. Let's shake up the cricket world. Rogiso says, I think India is winning, but I think they'll crack either in the semi-finals or the finals. We have to be there to see it. Well, that's very contradictory. The Messiah says it's India to lose. They are the favorites. Ashil says, I'm too excited and nervous for the game. Generally think we are the better side over New Zealand. They rely more on openers. Have to get one of the or both out early because then Russian will come in early. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's obviously the main key. And it's going to be very important who we open up with. Yashil says, and he takes his time. Who are you talking about? Safra says, Temba should practice with Aiden to win the toss. Umpo says, Quentin the Cock owes the country one. His form hasn't been great this World Cup. I hope he switches on. It's perfect time for him to switch on now. Shadrach says, the Messiah mentions 2023 World Cup and we had that Australia game if Travis Head had got to Classy and Janssen out in the same over. Miller made sure it was a great game and with a few more runs we could have won. Urjan says, how did you remember? You promised me that you will play guitar if SA wins, remember? I said I'll play guitar if South Africa wins the World Cup, yes. Toliso says, I also have a feeling that Miller will retire after the trophy win. I can't shake that off. Umpo says, our leaders need to stand up. Quentin de Kock up front and KG with the ball, no more chances for mistakes. Patik says, Markram seems really hungry to win this tournament. There was a reason he won the 2014 World Cup. I think it was 2012 World Cup. Shadrach says, Miller deserves a trophy. I'll be so happy for him to retire on a high, says Shadrach. Pratik says the side looks different post the WTC final win. Yashil says, I meant Rashin takes his time. Oh, he can waste balls and get out early. Being like that the whole tournament for him. That's why you need to get him in early and rack up dot balls. Bowl Lungi at him. Lungi's slower balls are superb. Muller will probably retire next year, the Cricket World Cup. It's crazy SABC still ignoring the T20 World Cup, says Safras. I'm not liking the fatherly treatment. Stepfatherly treatment. Yeah, no, it's terrible. And I don't know how much that has to do with Supersport. If they're trying to hold on to the rights or something. But yeah, it's terrible that the masses are not watching cricket in this country. It really sucks. The masses aren't watching any of our sport actually, except for. Oh, actually, I'm lying because rugby does get streamed sometimes when the Bokke play. So I'm surprised we make a semi-final and SCBC doesn't play it. That's shocking. Krikim Zanji for sure says thank you for the show. You're welcome, bro. And I hope you guys enjoyed it because this is gonna reach the end of the show. I need to go prepare some stuff for iftar to break my fast, etc. and help my mom out and them out. Anyway, so thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Very important that you also subscribe to the channel and that you click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Because we are growing, the channel is growing, we're getting more subscribers. If you're watching on Facebook, please head over to our YouTube channel and go subscribe. We've got so many followers there. We should at least have at least half the amount of subscribers on YouTube that we for likes that we have on Facebook. We've been doing the show now for quite some time. Please, guys, head over and support us over here because we're trying to bring you the best possible video content that we can on cricket in South Africa. We are really trying to do so. So please go ahead and subscribe if you're watching it on Facebook. Um, I'd also like you guys to comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream. But I also would like you guys to please download the T20 World Cup Companion. It's 100% free. So go and get it in the description. The link is there. Go and download it, both on Facebook and on YouTube. The link will be there in the description. Last one, because Shadrag gave us a super chat. So last one, Proteas must fast until they've won the trophy, so they stay hungry. Fasting. Yeah, funny one. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another review show. It will probably have to be done from Newlands because I'm going to be there. I'm working for Western Province during the One Day Cup. So I hope that you guys, I hope that I can tune in from there. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you again very, very soon with another show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out.